The Super Ground is our Super Bowl, is skateboarding Super Bowl. You want to see the best of the best go toe-to-toe, head-to-head. This is the time to watch it.
In my eyes, it is the biggest contest out of the year. We've been skating Street League for a while now, so it's the contest that I'm always most excited for.
It's the main event. That's it. It's the contest that crowns the champion of the year.
The level of skating is crazy.
I can see how much harder everyone else is going for at the Super Crown. Like, everyone's really bringing it all and going for their hardest stuff.
Regular season's regular season. Like, of course, you want to go and you want to win every one, but the main goal is to make it to the Super Crown to actually get the title of that year.
You filtered everybody out. Now you got the cream of the crop for that season, and they're going toe-to-toe. That's what it is. Best of the best.
SLS has circled the globe this year. Paris, San Diego, Sydney, and Tokyo. And this weekend, the championship tour lands in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as South America's largest city plays host to the Super Crown, where the season's top 6 skaters represent an international field of superstars on skateboarding's biggest stage. And the most passionate fans on earth have come out in droves to support their favorite pros. This guy, for one, Giovanni Vianna, looks to repeat as Super Crown champion, but not if this guy has anything to say about it. Nyjah Huston trying to add a 7th Super Crown title to his belt. It's the 2024 Super Crown World Championship Men's Finals, presented by BB Seguros. And welcome inside, everybody, Ibirapuera Gymnasium. I'm Paul Zitzer, along with Sean Malto. Now, Sean, as the 2011 Super Crown champion, you've been in this environment before. You know what it takes to win, but there is a ton of pressure on these guys. What's it like out there?
Oh, man, there is a ton of pressure, especially for our Brazilian skaters. But these guys have they've gone through such a long year of contest, and it's all for this, a chance to be a Super Crown champion.
Let's take a look at the 6 skaters we're gonna see skating tonight in the Super Crown final. On your screen, the 3 skaters on the right qualified straight into this final on season points. Joslin, Felipe Gustavo, and the #1 qualifier, Giovanni Vianna. The skaters on the left, those 3 had to skate through yesterday's prelims, and they had to do contest-winning tricks just to make it this far. This final will be incredible. Sean, who do you like out here?
I'm going with Felipe Gustavo. He's been solid all year long, 2nd in point standings for the season, and my man's getting married in a few days, so he has all of his friends and family in the crowd rooting him on.
I can't argue with that, but Giovanni Vianna is the defending Super Crown champ. He's done it before, but maybe the hardest thing compared to doing it once is doing it again and staying on top. He's got all the tricks, the consistency. He finished the season #1 in points. He's gonna be tough to beat. Let's meet the skaters. Gustavo Ribeiro, 2022 Super Crown champion from Portugal, will be first in.
Getting his back, one of the best street skateboarders of this year, Gonzalez from Colombia.
Six-time Super Crown World Champion Nyjah Huston is here in the building. Can he make it 7?
Then we're gonna see the start of our pre-qualified finalists. First in Joslin, 28 years old, from Hawaii Gardens, California.
And from Brazil, he's gonna bring down the house. Felipe Gustavo ranked 2nd in points. Can he get his first Super Crown win in front of the home country crowd?
And last but not least, our defending Super Crown champion, Giovanni Vianna.
This is such a heavy lineup. It is gonna be one of the most fun contests to watch of all time. But first, let's send it down to the 3rd member of our team, Andrew Cannon.
Thanks, Paul. You guys were talking about your picks out there. You've got two of the guys that are already pre-qualified into this finals, but I got to talk about qualifying yesterday. It was mind-blowing. We saw Gustavo Ribeiro looking so good, mentally so strong, putting it together out there, and he is a force. Giancarlo Gonzalez brought out the wildest tricks, and he's got this pit bull-like ferocity. And then, last but certainly not least, Nyjah Huston. Nyjah has the fire in his eye. Now, we have seen him win his first Super Crown in 2010. We're talking 14 years of being in the mix, winning these events, and here he is in the finals still. I mean, he's got strategy, he knows what he's doing, and I'll be honest with you, watching him practice out here, he has the fire in his eyes, so I cannot wait to see what he's got. All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. Now let's talk about how Street League works. With the basics, brought to you by Tech Deck. There are two sections to Street League, the line section and the single trick section. Each skater gets 2 45-second line attempts, followed by 5 single trick attempts anywhere on the course. A skater's top 4 scores count towards their final score with a maximum of 1 of their line scores, but it's not required. Those are the basics, brought to you by Tech Deck. Just like that, we are ready to start men's Super Crown Finals. Gustavo Ribeiro will be first in. Sean, what's it like to go first?
I always hated going first, but it does present a great opportunity to apply pressure to the rest of the field. Gustavo's a previous champion. He knows what it's like. He knows how his body's going to react.
Gustavo had a great start to 2024. Second in Paris, third in San Diego, but in the last 2 SLS stops, didn't even make the final. He said he was putting too much pressure on himself. I guess he's taking some of it off because here he is in the final looking sharp.
I mean, it's hard to compare regular season to the Super Crown, though.
That's true, but he's done it before. 2022 Super Crown champ. Can he do it again here in 2024? Crook nollie flip at time.
What a run. I was real close to if he got that trick off in time or not.
We'll leave that one to the judges, but what a run.
Nose blunt just setting up for this bigger flip front board. And then to end it, crook, nollie flip.
This just in, officially after time. So he's not gonna get credit for the crook nollie flip. Still a great run, but that is one of the heaviest moves.
It's a great run, but it all kind of led up to the crook nollie flip, so not getting scored for that is gonna be fairly low for him.
So that 7-6, you wonder if he knows that that's not getting scored. If he doesn't, that would be a shocker, but he's got to have an idea.
He did stall out up top on the deck before dropping in. He could have squeezed that in if he hustled just a little bit more, so I should be feeling good about his second run.
Giancarlo Gonzalez in for his first line and his first ever run in a Super Crown final. If anybody could be considered a wild card, it's Giancarlo's. Focus on wild.
Yeah, and you have to look back on all those street parts he dropped this year.
He seems to have it all. He's got the tech, he's got the small section, but you know he's especially good on the big stuff.
That's what he's known for. 15 stair rail. Doing frontside 270 backflip and full cab backflip. But I like it. He added the little things in. Switch flip up the Euro gap. Backside 180 nose grind the round rail. It's a great first run by Giancarlo.
8.8. Great score. Coming in next, the crowd went wild for Giovanni earlier and for Nyjah Huston just when they walked in the building. 6-time Super Crown world champ. Interestingly, the last time he won a Super Crown was in 2019. That's 5 years ago. But during prelims, he looked like the champion we know and love. Let's see if he can keep it going here in the final.
There's no holes in his game. He kind of has it all.
Wow. That was such a great run leading up to that fall. Switch frontside blunt. We've seen Nyjah digging back into his bag of tricks here in Brazil this weekend. Not relying on any of the usual suspects, but anything goes, and he's been making it all, unfortunately coming off on that switch front blunt.
Yeah, just, honestly, I think it was the throwdown that got him. It kind of bobbled a little bit. Definitely don't want to feel uncomfortable skating at a 15 stair rail.
Waiting on that score. 7.9. Still a good score. Each skater gets 2 45-second lines. Only one of them can count, but it doesn't have to be either of them. Oh no, Joslin coming off on a back 3. Sean, you mentioned those bumps though, and the grip of the concrete on this course.
Yeah, I mentioned it a few times, but it's the concrete here is a little chalkier and a little grippier, so it makes it harder for tray flips and back 3s and to scoop tricks.
Joslin making a good recovery after that fall. It wasn't one of the main tricks in his run. So
again, you never see Joslin do a tray flip like that, so
blaming it on the surface.
I'm blaming it for him.
But you said here we go. You said you did see Nyjah waxing the top of the bumps.
Yeah, he almost waxed the pop of everywhere on the course just to let the nose and the tail release off a little easier.
And another factor is the top 3 guys in season points came straight through to the finals here. They did not have to skate prelims yesterday, so they didn't spend the time on the course competing. That can be a factor.
That can be a factor. And weirdly enough, there are a fair amount of people that don't like to be pre-qualified. They feel like it's the kiss of death. They've never done well. One of them being Yuto, which one of the greatest competitors we've seen in a long time.
But yesterday, skating the prelims was the kiss of death for Yuto.
I think if Yuto could go back, he'd probably say, I want to be automatically in the finals.
Felipe Gustavo. He was the first person on the course this morning at 9 a.m. putting in work. He got his first ever SLS win last year in Sydney, looking for his first Super Crown win. He's been in 4 finals. His best ever Super Crown finish was 4th place. He's never even been on the podium. Trying to get there. Correction, 3rd place podium in 2018. Oh, he's on fire. Nollie flip front nose slide.
Such a heavy trick in the middle of your run. This is kind of Felipe's game, though. Doesn't fit a lot of tricks in, so he has to make the tricks he does meaningful.
seems to be a risky choice of trick at the end of the line. The frontside flip down the 15.
I think it's risky always.
Yeah,
but,
right.
That is a staple for him. I don't think it's any more risky than a nollie flip front nose, though.
That's true.
And he
Good
handled
point.
that with perfection.
So what did the judges think?
It's been a bit of a nervy start so far, I would say.
Eight even. Good enough for second place. In next, ranked #1 in points on the season. He placed second in Sydney, second in San Diego, fourth in Paris. Can he repeat as Super Crown champ 2 times in a row? Find out. Gio putting in a great run here in his first go. Can he finish? Wow. Fakey hurricane. All right. What do you think, Sean?
I loved it. It had a bit of everything in there. I mean, starting with this full cab backlip and the BB Seguros replay. Straight into switch front blunt and then this half cab frontside nose grind. The one thing about Gio is his pop is so strong and good that he can go slower at these spots and still handle them. He was not going fast for that fakey hurricane.
And I tend to think Gio excels in the single tricks also, because he's got so many hammers for the rail. 9.1 in the line section is exactly what he needs to set himself up for a repeat. Our current leader, Giovanni Vianna, getting it done so far in front of this Brazilian crowd. Stick around for second runs.
Street League Skateboarding is brought to you by Monster Energy, Unleash the Beast, Dios Azul, the tequila that changes everything, Cariuma, old school sneaker, new school ethics, Tech Deck, start small, go big, G-Shock, the official timekeeper of Street League Skateboarding.
Welcome back to the 2024 SLS Super Crown World Championships presented by BB Seguros. We're here in Sao Paulo where the passion for skateboard culture runs deep. Felipe Gustavo is someone familiar with that feeling. Let's check in with Felipe and this pro perspective presented by Cup Noodles.
Man, really stoked that I'm already straight to finals. You know, last year was a bit of stress. You know, you always wanted to represent your country the best. What excited me the most is I'm gonna be in my hometown, you know, in my country. I'm gonna have, you know, all the people just rooting for me. Brazil always brings the best crowd, and everybody knows that. By flipping my board a lot and skating switch and a lot, that's the way I skate, you know? That's why I have fun. When I don't flip my board, I feel like I'm not doing it right or something. So I just, you know, as risky it is, it just makes skateboarding fun for me. The goal having a super crowd, I just hope that I have a lot of fun and I can represent my country, and then I just hope to land on my tricks, you know? That's the main goal every time, just leave that place knowing that I did my best. That's my goal for sure.
Felipe Gustavo, currently in third place, had a solid first run. Got another go to finish with the frontside flip down the 15 to up that score from an 8. We're one run in here in the men's final. Current standings, Giovanni Vianna up on top with a 9.1, followed by Giancarlos Gonzalez and Felipe Gustavo rounding out that top 3. Nyjah Huston in 4th place. A lot of great skating already. Still, plenty more to come. Current leader, Giovanni Vianna, hoping to repeat. There's Gustavo Ribeiro. Had a little bit of trouble the last few events, not here so far. For more on that, sending it down to Andrew Cannon.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I talked to Gustavo. You know, he's really been struggling a lot mentally this year. He's just been beating himself up and putting too much pressure on himself. But he came down here, he brought his twin brother from Portugal. They're here together, and it's really helped him a whole lot. And as you can see, it's working so far.
Gustavo in for his second run, coming off a 7.6.
His twin brother is extremely good at skating too.
Does he skate contests like Gustavo does?
I don't know if he skates contests like that, but his street stuff is on point.
Okay, so Gustavo manages to get the crook nollie flip in during time, but had one fall during the run this time.
Yeah, he missed the bigger flip front board, traded it in for the crook nollie flip within time. I think that's a fair trade. This should be a little better score than what he had.
Trying to bump up from the 7.6. There's his brother, Gabriel Ribeiro, looking on. 8.1. Solid improvement. Good enough for third. Giancarlos up next. Second of 2 lines. Giancarlos really made his mark in SLS so far, and the Wilshire resurrection last year. I mean, he came out and showed everyone, hey, I can do all this stuff easy.
Yeah, I mean, he has been killing contests forever. The thing about him and this arena format for Super Crown is it is different. And I wasn't quite sure if he could tailor his skating to that because he's very more of a jam skater. But he figured it out, and now he's only progressing in this format. And I think he's going to have a lot of years of getting close to wins.
So Jhank will stick with that first run score of 8.8. And we'll move on to Nyjah Huston. Had a really good first run, but came up a little short at the end. Let's see if he can put it all together here.
That half-cab flip's one of the sketchiest tricks in the line.
Why do you say that?
It's just so much pressure. That one's so easy to miss.
So many tricks going down in this run, and it comes down to this. Oh!
There it is.
Beautiful. Nyjah Huston gets it done here in São Paulo in his second line. You know he wasn't happy with the fall at the end of his first line and wasn't happy with the 7.9.
This is textbook vintage Nyjah.
a trick for every obstacle.
He just is able to skate everything and then ending it with the switch front blunt. Caught the wheel bite, still pulled it off though.
Care to guess on that score? We don't have to. 9.2. Good enough for the lead.
It's the big tricks and it's all the little things in between.
Joslin sitting in 6th. How does this course work for Joslin compared to some of the other skaters, in your opinion?
Joslin always seems to figure it out. I think throwing a big set in there is good for him. He likes to flip his board down the set, give him a set that is going to actually score some points. And
wow, nollie back 180. Switch heel over the SLS sign. Okay.
Nollie back 180, that's such a respect trick.
Time for one more, he's got to hustle. He's got it.
That was such a good run up until that last bit. Nollie back 180. Jeff Lanose style, switch heel.
Chris Joslin trying to improve on the 6.5. Gets a 7.8. He's gonna stay in 6th place and have to look to single tricks. Felipe Gustavo coming up. Sitting in 5th place with an 8, still down in 5th place. That shows you that's what happens at the Super Crown. You gotta expect that it's gonna take at least 4 9s to win.
Yeah, history shows you gotta average at least a 9, sometimes 9-1, 9-2.
Felipe calling it on line number 2. Still in a good spot, moving on to single tricks. Current leader, Nyjah Huston. Looks like he's feeling good. Giovanni. Coming off a 9.1. A 1/10 of a point behind Nyjah Huston.
Ah. .1, still a great score to fall back on.
Yeah, he's right there. He set himself up. We saw in the women's final earlier today, came down to the last tricks. Nyjah got it done in front of the crowd here. You know, Giovanni or Felipe want to do the same. Current standings after the line section. 6-time SLS Super Crown champ Nyjah Huston up on top with a 9.2. But just behind him, defending Super Crown champion Giovanni Vianna in 2nd, and Giancarlos Gonzalez skating in his first ever Super Crown final in 3rd. with Nyjah exactly where he wants to be. This is the Vivo highest scoring line, 9.2. The battle for the 2024 Super Crown World Championship is on. You're watching SLS Super Crown from Brazil. Stick around. We want to take a moment to thank our partner, Copa Airlines, for safely delivering our 2024 Super Crown Championship hardware right here to Sao Paulo. Nyjah Leal got her trophy earlier, and tonight we'll be crowning our men's Super Crown champion. A big thank you once again to Copa Airlines for their support. A look back at Giovanni's 2023 Super Crown win in the G-Shock time capsule. Obviously, he's hoping to be in that same position as last year and defend that title, but this is a stacked final as we take a look at the Super Crown champs over the years. Nyjah Huston up in that mix many, many times. He got the three-peat 2019, 18, 17. Got wins in 2014, was the original winner 2010.
I mean, his dominance is unmatched in this league. He's simply the greatest of our time.
He wants to do it again here from Brazil, and he looks like he is on the path to make that happen.
Yeah, it became a time when it was weird when he didn't win. And it's weird that it's been so long now. I mean, 2019 is a long time for Nyjah to not be on top.
Speaking of being on top, Nyjah Leal earlier today had to put down 3 back-to-back bangers to get her 3rd Super Crown title in a row, which ties her for Nyjah Huston's record, making them 2 of the greatest SLS champs of all time.
What a legend.
So Nyjah Huston, current leader after the line section. We have 5 single tricks still to come. We've talked about it before. You don't need to take a line score through to your final, but it helps a lot. Takes a lot of pressure off. Now let's take a look at the Lucy re-rack based on current rankings. That's the order. Joslin sitting in 6th place will be first in, and Nyjah Huston, the leader, will have final say and skate last. It's time once again to skate. Joslin, first in. You are watching the 2024 SLS Super Crown World Championships Men's Finals presented by BB Seguros. Joslin in.
Wow, going straight for the big flip down the set.
Felipe Gustavo trying to make up ground. 1.2 behind the leader. If he's going to win here, he's got to put down huge scores. Jhank. That That's classic Felipe.
I mean, that is classic Felipe. You know, he didn't skate yesterday. He was pre-qualified in. He was struggling at first and then came back with that perfect switch flip back nose grind. It is an extremely difficult trick to do, but it is on the smaller hubba. It's gonna be hard to get a really good score there.
8.6. But as we talked about, you need 9s if you really expect to win.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to win this contest on the small hubba. You kinda gotta go off the big section.
Gustavo Ribeiro. Okay, front nose grind, nollie flip. We talked about it earlier in prelims. That's very similar to the crook nollie flip he did in his line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you can see in the Heineken 0.0 cam, it's the same trick, pretty much. I mean, nose grind, nollie flip's a little bit harder just to get the right lock. But, you know, we'll see how the judges, if they think that that is enough of a variation.
They give it to him, 9.1.
Yeah. But in all honesty, that could have been a 9.3. Probably got docked a couple tenths of a point.
Jhank Carlos coming off a great run with the 8.8.
Oh.
SLS medical staff coming out to attend to Jhank Carlos. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. We are back here at the Super Crown from Sao Paulo. Here's the current standings. Just a quick update. Jhank Carlos has been attended to by paramedics. He's been taken off the course. We will keep you updated as we get more information. While we have a minute, we're going to take a listen to Giovanni's Monster in Passing.
Vencer o Street League Supercom ano passado foi muito mágico para mim, foi inesquecível. Muito por minha família, meus amigos, estar podendo me ver andar de skate no campeonato mundial, como foi aqui em São Paulo, então fica muito mais fácil para eles virem me prestigiar e me dar um apoio. Então foi da hora demais, foi um momento muito marcante. A minha meta para esse final de semana é igual todas as vezes, eu sempre quero acertar minhas manobras e estar feliz ali dentro da pista. É muito importante ter os fãs brasileiros aqui com a gente, porque a gente acaba se conectando com a mesma vibe do brasileiro de ser, todo mundo sabe como que é. Então aquela vibe alto astral, pra cima, aquela vibe boa sempre. Então é algo que a gente sempre, quando a gente tá ali dentro do ginásio, ali em cima do skate, a gente tá sentindo cada vibe que tá ali dentro, cada energia que tá ali dentro e a gente se sente em casa, né? A gente se sente, ó, agora a gente tá podendo andar aonde a gente sempre quis.
And there is Giovanni Vianna. He delivered such an amazing moment last year, and that was his rookie SLS pro debut year, straight to Super Crown champion. He wants to do it again. Nyjah Huston coming off a fantastic line section, highest line score of the day, setting himself up beautifully as we move into these single tricks. Once again, Jhank being attended to by paramedics. He's been taken off the course, and we'll keep you updated. And we'll be back with more single tricks here for the men's Super Crown Finals in Sao Paulo right after this. Back inside Ibirapuera Gymnasium from Sao Paulo for the 2024 SLS Super Crown World Championships presented by BB Seguros. We're in the men's final, the first of 5 single trick attempts. And Giovanni Vianna, defending Super Crown champ, is next up with his first attempt. We saw Jhank take a bad fall on the 15 stair. And Sean, we get so used to seeing these skaters who are so good just survive so many close calls. But that's what can happen in skateboarding.
Unfortunately, that's just the aspect of skating, especially on a 15 stair rail. Maybe pushing yourself as hard as you can too, trying to get this Super Crown title.
And it's hard to be the first person back on the course after something like that, but here comes Giovanni. Wow. Cab front nose slide fakie.
Cab front nose fakie. That is such an insane trick. Down the 15 stair rail. Look at that pop. Like I said, he has one of the strongest fakie ollies in the game. Cabbing into this front nose.
And he locked straight in. There was no wheel, no truck.
No, I did that perfect. .1. Giovanni on top. Nyjah Huston still to skate. His first attempt after putting in a 9.2 in the line section. How do you compare and contrast a trick like that with Gio's trick? It's definitely comparable. It's just like, it's so hard, right? Cab front nose fakie versus a nollie heel backflip. It's so drastically different, but I think as far as scoring wise, it probably gets somewhere similar to that.
9.3. Nyjah Huston back in the lead. Another look.
Nollie heel backflip to regular. That's something we're used to seeing Nyjah go to fakie, kind of swiveling, like pulling the nollie back heel all the way around. But nollie heel backflip to regular adds a whole nother element to it.
Download TrueSkate on your mobile and enter the live Super Crown event. Complete all the missions in the event to unlock a virtual replica of this year's championship course. Play now to skate the Super Crown just like the SLS pros. Chris Joslin in for his second attempt. And the big flip again takes him off his board. And we've seen this many times. Chris Joslin is usually either on fire or just a little off.
Yeah, he's a rhythm skater. You know, if he catches his stride early, It's hard to beat him, but fortunately, just can't get it going.
Felipe Gustavo. Whoa! We've come to expect a switch flip front tail from Felipe, but not the 270 out. Maybe you expected it, though.
I skate with him a fair amount. I've seen him do that on little park covers before. But in the Super Crown, he almost had that.
Gustavo Ribeiro coming off a 9.1. Second attempt here.
There it is.
That's big.
That is huge. Tray flip, nose blunt slide.
And again, we've seen him do that trick for years, but this is a 15-stair rail. That's different.
15-stair rail adds a little danger factor. He barely got his foot on that nose blunt, and I'm sure we're gonna see it again after this 9 pops up.
9.2. Gustavo Ribeiro in the lead. But he's the first skater with 3 scores locked in. So taking the pressure off has helped. It's working for him. Got to keep it going. Giovanni Vianna on deck. 9.1, 9.1. Where does he go from here?
Oh. Going for the cab front blunt.
Second attempt, Nyjah just trying to keep this going. Consistency in single tricks, 59%. He's got to make 2 out of the next 4. Wow. Talk us through this one, Jhank.
I know Nyjah has a lot of tricks. I know he can do pretty much anything. I just didn't know he had a nollie flip, backflip to fakie like that on a 15-stair rail. So the nollie heel backflip, definitely a little easier to flip the board. Nollie flip backflip is a whole other level.
9.3 for Nyjah. 27.8 overall score. Another look. We're seeing the Nyjah Huston of 2019 all over again.
Yes, we are.
This is fun. So now Nyjah has 3 tries to put down 1 more trick to just seal the deal and get his 7th Super Crown title. And there is our current leader as we get set for attempt number 3 in the single trick section.
His first contest in his 30s. Just turned 30 a couple weeks
working
ago.
for him. Talking to Cordano Russell down there. Chris Joslin in. So he backs off the big flip, goes nollie back heel down 15.
He cleared that by a fair amount, too.
So Chris doing what he needs to do on his third attempt to keep himself in the picture. Felipe Gustavo. He needs some higher scores if he wants a shot at the title.
So much has to go right for that trick to work. Just got the tail slide a little too weird.
So all the pressure will be on Felipe's final 2 tries. Gustavo, Ribeiro doing a great job here, putting himself in contention. Okay. 360 flip front board, fakie.
He's been running that one for years. It's won him a Super Crown championship before.
He's making up the ground that he lost in the line section with a 9-1, a 9-2, and now a 9 even. He's your current leader. He has 4 scores locked in. Giovanni looking for his 3rd score. He's trying to get back into it here. The crowd likes the cab front blunt fakie.
To cab away from the rail and get all the way over to a front blunt just makes this so much more difficult. Gio is one of the first people to say that he loves this handrail, and it's showing. 9.2, cab front blunt fakie.
So Gio in 3rd, but in contention with 3 scores locked. Gustavo Ribeiro, first skater to get the 4 scores locked in. But Nyjah Huston has a really good chance to take the lead back right here. Ooh. That looks scary.
That looks scary. It looks like he got a bad roll-in as well.
So he's gonna have 2 more attempts.
Do you notice too, most of these guys are rolling in from the corners to try to get as much speed as possible. Makes it a little funny. Sometimes the angles get a little weird.
Chris Joslin is always looking for more speed.
Yeah. I think Joslin would be the first person to say that. I don't think he's ever had enough speed on the course.
Felipe Gustavo trying to work his way back up. Whoa! Switch flip down 15.
Doesn't get any better than that.
So I don't think there's enough points left out there for Felipe to win here today, but that was an incredible switch flip.
His fiance is on the right. Getting married on Wednesday in his hometown in Brasilia.
She wants a 9. Yeah. She's gonna get an 8.6.
Felipe's trying to creep up that leaderboard, pay for this wedding.
Gustavo Ribeiro on deck. It's 3 9s in a row. Can he keep it going? Current leader. He's far from safe right now. He wants to lock it in with one last hammer. In the meantime, Giovanni Vianna needs an 8.1 to take the lead back. Oh! Half cab, back Smith, down the big rail.
That was so dipped as well. Half cab, back Smith. I wish Chase would have got on the other side of that rail for that fisheye angle.
Do we have an 8.1 or above coming?
I think we got a 9. At least right around it.
8.8, he does it. 36.2 overall score.
This is the first negative crowd response to a score so far.
Nyjah Huston needs an 8.5 to move into the lead. Switch heel, front board, Nyjah Huston. He's gonna retake the lead. By how much?
Yeah. I mean, switch heel front board. Heineken 0.0 can. Such a scary one. So easy to kick the rail on the way up or miss the flick if you try to go down. He handled it perfect. And this is nollie flip, nollie heeled, and switch heeled all into the 15-stair rail.
9 even. Nyjah Huston with one try left for all these skaters in the Super Crown. Nyjah Huston back on top, trying to claim his 7th Super Crown title here in Sao Paulo, and he is feeling it. So with one attempt still to go, 4 attempts in, Nyjah Huston on top. It's gonna be a re-rack. So Nyjah Huston, of course, will be the final skater.
Yeah, the re-rack is huge to see what everybody else does. It could be a victory lap, but if not, at least he knows what it's gonna take.
Here's the re-rack. Presented by Lucy. Chris Joslin sitting in 6th place will be first in, followed by Felipe Gustavo, Gustavo Ribeiro, Giovanni Vianna, and then Nyjah Huston will be final skater. I should say Chris Joslin sitting in 5th place. Nyjah Huston, exactly where he wants to be and where he is at his absolute best always. Leading. On his way to a 7th Super Crown. Giovanni Vianna, defending Super Crown champ, chasing that repeat, and he is in 2nd place. It's fun when it comes down to these last tries.
I mean, look at that. It's separated by 0.6.
Chris Joslin in. Oh! Nollie inward heel, back 180, bolts. Joslin, classic.
The fact that he even found the speed to do that. Nollie inward heel, backside 180. Pulse.
.4, good enough to move Joslin up into 4th place.
Look at this catch.
He just needed a couple more single trick attempts to get back into it.
If he got going a little earlier.
So Felipe Gustavo can take that spot right back from Joslin with anything he does here. It's not happening. He's going to finish in 5th place. Crowd showing love to Felipe. The podium is officially set, top 3, but the placings are not. Gustavo Ribeiro needs a 9.6 to have a shot at holding on to the lead and taking another Super Crown. It's a tall order. Here you go. I mean, if anything was going to get him a 9.6, a nose blunt nollie heel would be the trick, but it's not going to happen. He's going to stay in 3rd place with 2 skaters still to skate. Gabriel Ribeiro looking on. And it comes down to this.
9.5 for first.
To defend a Super Crown title, Giovanni Vianna needs to stick a 9.5 right here on his final attempt. And that makes it official. Nyjah Huston getting his first Super Crown win since 2019 and claiming his 7th World Championship title here from Sao Paulo.
Let's go!
Nyjah's greatness has spanned 14 years now.
Nothing better than a victory lap, especially at the Super Crown. Nyjah Huston, the only founding SLS pro on the course this weekend. He's been in SLS since day 1, and he is still Super Crown champ.
He's won the first ever Super Crown, and he is the current champion still.
Nyjah Huston, 7-time Super Crown champion, getting it done here in spectacular fashion from Sao Paulo. Stick around.
Street League Skateboarding has been brought to you by Bog Clothing, we make noise, not fashion. Lucy, next level nicotine pouches. TrueSkate, download TrueSkate and unlock the Super Crown courses, play like a pro. Rumble Sports, download the Rumble app today, your home for exclusive SLS content. California Skate Parks, the world's most recognized skate parks design and build firm.
Nyjah Huston getting it done for the 7th time. Super Crown champion 2024. He started his reign back in 2010 and keeps it going here from Sao Paulo. Here are the final results. Nyjah Huston taking that 7th Super Crown title with the 36.8. And he is down with Andrew Cannon.
Nyjah, you won your first Super Crown in 2010. 14 years later, you've been all over the place. Did you ever doubt that you could do it again?
I definitely did not doubt, but at the same time, it does not get any easier out there, man. It does not get any easier. Gio, Gustavo, Felipe, all these guys are ripping, getting better every year. Big shout out to Brazil out here. The energy keeps us going. But all I gotta say is, it's been too long. It's been too long since I've seen the gold one.
You've got now 7 Super Crown wins, the last one in 2019. How does this one feel in comparison to the rest?
Bro, this one's the best ever. This one's the best ever because it takes a lot of work to keep going at this level and keep up with the guys out here. I just turned 30 a couple weeks ago, so this is a great start to the golden year right here.
Amazing work.
My birthday's on the 30th, so 30 for 30, brother.
Huge congratulations, well deserved. Back to you guys.
And with that, here is our monster highest scoring trick. Chris Joslin with a 9.4 nollie inward heel back 180 down the 15.
Stomped it.
So the season is complete. And this is how it looks, going all the way back to Paris, France at the beginning of the year. So much incredible skateboarding. Sean, any favorite names or moments on that list?
The Super Crown has been insane. Seeing Haisa continue her dominance, Nyjah get back to his dominance. But it's been an incredible year, spanned over 11 months. That's a nice way to cap it off.
Yeah, what a beautiful day. And just a quick update from Giancarlos. He is in good hands. He's at the hospital. He is conscious and thankfully responding. So we hope for the best for Giancarlos. And we are out here. And another incredible day of skateboarding here from Sao Paulo. And a huge congratulations to all the skaters in the finals, but especially Nyjah Huston for getting number 7. So for Sean Malto, Andrew Cannon, and everyone at Street League, I'm Paul Zitzer. Thanks for watching.